Hi, this is Philip Bloom with my workflow for sticking up 235 to 1 videos up onto Vimeo. This is not by any standards the definitive workflow or the workflow that's best. It's purely the one that I use and works for me. First off, we start off with our 16 by 9 image. As you can see, this is from my music video with Monarchs, shot 16 by 9. This is the ungraded clip. What I'm going to do is turn it into a 235 to 1 crop by going into, actually I'm just going to simply search for it. Go to widescreen for search, find all, there we are. Just click on widescreen, drag it along, drop it on. This is a free plugin. There are paid plugins which do similar things, which I'm going to delete off there, and this is my grade, which I'm going to delete. And we're going to set it for 235 to 1, which is our aspect ratio. And if it's not quite right in the frame, the image, we can simply shift it up and down until we're happy with it. And that is pretty much how you do all your shots with this. Now, it obviously makes sense if you can put some masking tape or something on your LCD to give you a guide for the 235 to 1 aspect ratio, but it's not always easy to do that. So what I tend to do is I guesstimate, and if I'm off, I tend to just use the offset to correct it. Now I'm going to stick my grade back on that simply by going into a previous clip which has that on it, drag it along and drop it in. We have our nice grade, very nice. And we can check what it looked like before by clicking F, which shows the original clip. And if we go to Tools, if it will go up, Tools, Frame Viewer, and if we drag this up here, we can display our current frame and our current frame without filters. We can change that, but this is what we want to compare our pre and post shot. So there we go. That is graded with the matte mask on there, and that is before. So let's just take that off, go back to where we were, and what you would then do is, using one sequence that I've done earlier, is we need to export this. Now, you could export this using File, Export, and QuickTime Conversion, and turn it straight into an MP4. The problem with doing this is that any effects on there, like Magic Bullet, would have to then be re-rendered, which then takes time. The advantage of using QuickTime Conversion is you will skip the next step. So there's pluses and minuses. I like doing it this way. This is my workflow, and I'm very happy with it. So I go to Export, QuickTime Movie, and you could either have it self-contained, which obviously means it's going to play on its own, or if you untick that, it will be a reference movie, and what it will do is either reference the rushes or the render files, and so if they disappear, it will not play. Making it self-contained is a nice way of archiving your edit in its whole form as well. So just for speed though, I am going to untick that and call this Celeste Music Video. Click on Save. And it should be quite quick because it doesn't need to write the whole video down because only the reference files. What we then do is go to QuickTime Player 7, and this is especially appropriate if you're using Snow Leopard like I am. QuickTime X will not do what we need it to do here. Go to File, Open File, Celeste Music Video. There we go. Here is our music video. And to rid myself of those borders and to upload it into an MP4 format for Vimeo, or just for the web generally, and also to give us a nice quality MP4 master, is go to Export, Movie to MPEG-4. If you haven't used it before, just go to LAN Intranet because it gives you the highest option to start with, and we're going to have MP4 H.264. I generally go for around 9,000 kilobits a second. Image size is the key bit here. What we can do is go to Custom, and it's going to be 1920 by 816. and that will give us an aspect ratio that we want, and our frame rate is current. And this is the next most important thing, is click on preserve aspect ratio, not letterbox but crop, otherwise you'll get a squished image. This will cut off the top and bottom black borders and create a perfect aspect ratio and a perfect size 2:3:5:1. So click on that, OK, and save. And we'll leave that running, and what we'll end up with is this. If I just open up one I did earlier, if I can just find it. Here it is. This is one I did earlier. This is the exported version of music video with no borders, and when we upload this to Vimeo, it's nice and clean without any letterboxing. That is simply my workflow that works for me, and it's how you can get some nice looking 2:3:5 aspect ratio stuff online. Thank you.